All right, in preparation for going to Anniston, Alabama for the model contest, I've had to figure out how I'm going to pack my models so I don't destroy them getting there. And I'm riding my motorcycle, which I'm so pleased the weather is going to be perfect. Thank goodness for that. But that creates its own challenge trying to find a way to pack these without, hurting them. And what I've come up with are some clear Sterilite storage containers and some foam that you would use for doing like seat cushions. So give me a minute and I'll show you what I've got, and then we'll show you what it looks like in the end. All right. Okay, it's a Sterilite storage container, and it's really a lot bigger than I need for this particular model. I looked at some other storage containers, some square size, and I had one that I thought was big enough, but it was just a little bit too small. So let me show you how this fits. So either this way or on the 45. All right, so it fits in there with plenty of room around it. And I've got foam that's, it's actually foam for like doing, I think for doing like, seats and things, cushioning. So what is that, about a little over an inch thick maybe? I've got quite a bit of this. I've already cut a few pieces, and I'll show you the direction I'm going with it. So one thickness wasn't quite enough, so I split one in half, made it 2-tier. And then the landing gear, all right, you see my squares on the cutting mat, those are 1-inch squares. The landing gear on it is actually just under 2 inches wide. So if I mount those there, and this is all going to get glued in. Not real sure what glue I'm going to use yet, but we'll figure it out. All right, so we got that. That supports the wings, and the landing gear does not touch the bottom of the case. And then I've got a square here that'll go underneath the fuselage near the tail, between the tail wheel and the trailing edge of the wing. And then this piece, just a little wedge that'll fit in under there. Back a little bit. All right, so right now that thing is floating in air on that foam. So it's not touching the bottom of the container. It's not touching anywhere around it. So that's where we're starting from. And then from there, obviously I'll have to put something forward and back. And then the container lid, I'll probably attach foam to it to come in this way and sandwich it in between, right? So yeah, that's about tall enough. Yeah, so if I cut this piece, cut that off, so on edge I can have a few pieces at the top that'll hold it in place, and then we'll put some maybe around the tail and the back and in front of the nose. All right, so let me get to working on that, and I'll show you the final product. So here we are. I've got my pieces glued in like I said I was going to do. There's plenty of space, especially at the wingtips. There's about not quite a 1/4 inch at the tail, and right at about a 1/4 inch off the nose. As it is, doesn't slide around, doesn't move. But then I took the lid for it. Let me slide this out of the way and I'll show you the lid. All right, so the lid, these pieces, when it's flipped over, will settle down onto the top of the wings, and it'll sandwich it between the lower and upper foam. The airplane will be wedged in between, but not hard wedged. These are just barely touching it, but touching it enough to keep it from moving around. The top of the fuselage fits right in between these, and I spaced these out a little bit just for more support at the wing. You know, underneath the wing, I've got blocks of it laying this way, so these are more upright. And we'll bring it back in, and I'll put the lid on and show you that. So there's the bottom, and then yeah, the top goes on just like this, and that's it. That airplane is wedged in there. You can turn it upside down, roll it around. It is not moving. It is good to go. Not a worry in the world now. So I've got that one. I've got my A4 Skyhawk that I'm taking. And then I have my 41 Plymouth. I'm going to take that too. I don't have another storage container like these. I have a smaller one that should fit into real well. But yeah, I don't have any concerns now about getting these models up there and back without damaging them in any way. So it might be something, you know, for you to do on your next travel adventure with your plastic models. I don't know what other guys do. I guess I'll find out when I get there, but yeah. All right, there's all three models packed up in their containers. Now they are, those bottom two are the Sterilite. The top one is the one I thought was going to be big enough for the Wildcat, but it turned out not to be. But it is big enough for the 41 Plymouth. And those are a little wide. I haven't decided if I'm going to fit those inside my luggage. I'm pretty sure they will fit. It's a pretty big bag. Or if I'm just going to pack a small bag for my clothing and essentials and then strap these down on the pillion seat of the bike. I might have to just look at that right before I go and figure it out. But there it is. It works. Thanks for tuning in. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you like it. And we'll talk at you later. Peace and love, y'all.